I'm Michael Baez. I'm a CPA and founder of Spark Bookkeeping, where we help contractors ignite success and build a bigger bottom line. So today I'm going to talk to you about how much should contractors set aside for taxes. And this can apply for freelancers or any self-employed person. The reason why they need to withhold their own taxes is because when they're not getting their check or their income ran through payroll. So the taxes aren't getting withheld for them, and the IRS wants their cut. And if you don't give them their cut, they're going to tax you and they're going to penalize you and they're going to charge interest. So we want to do what we can to avoid that and to keep as much money as we can in our pockets. So the reason this is very crucial is because, again, there are penalties and you need to be paying these taxes at quarterly. And so this is what the quarterly estimates are for. We need to be making a payment of our estimated taxes to the IRS 4 times a year. So for 2025, this is going to be starting in April, then another one in June, another one in September, and then the final one will be in January of 2026. And that will be for the 2025 year. And the way you can calculate the estimate that you're going to need to pay is by using a IRS form called the 1040-ES. This allows you to take your income. If you only have 3 months, you can annualize it. It tells you how to do it on the form. And it allows you to predict or estimate what your tax liability will be. Another way is, if this isn't your first year in business, you should have a voucher on your tax return that tells you how much estimate payment you should make to have you covered. Because one of the rules for the IRS for self-employed people is that you need to pay 100% of the previous year's tax liability, which is why they already know and they put it on the tax return for you, or 90% of this year's to avoid a penalty. So how much should you budget for the income you're getting now? So we talked about the estimates. Now I'm talking about, you just got a check, a couple $1,000s. How much can I keep of this? How much can I spend of this? I normally recommend 20 to 30% as a safe estimate. If you're a little under, that's okay. I mean, it just reduces the amount you would get penalized. So as long as you're trying your best, it doesn't have to be exact. I mean, we do want to cover it fully, but the more we pay, the more they keep, and then they don't give it to us until the end of the year. So we want to hit that little sweet spot. So 20 to 30%. Majority of these taxes come from income tax, and the other half comes from self-employment tax. So it does vary greatly. That's why it's kind of a big 20 to 30%. The thing is, if you're single, you don't really have a lot of credits, a lot of deductions, your income tax is going to be a lot higher. Whereas if you're a married filing joint, you have a lot of deductions, you maybe have dependents, things like that. It's going to lower your income tax a good amount. And then you just have the self-employment tax that you have to tack onto that. So that's a little rule of thumb to go by. So my top tips for you as well as a contractor would be to open a business bank account. That way you could separate personal and business, make it easier for you to file taxes. You want to track expenses using accounting software. I personally recommend QuickBooks. I do believe it is the best out there, but I do recommend some type of accounting software. If you had to, you can use a spreadsheet, but it can get confusing, and the accounting software has checks and balances in place to try and help you stay accurate on your reporting. And my last tip would be to consult a CPA that, like myself, we could definitely help you out in figuring all this out, making sure you're withholding the exact amount you need to, making sure you're not getting penalized, and just figuring this all out for you. That is how much you should set aside for your taxes. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and schedule a call with us. We'll be more than happy to talk about how we can help you, figure this out. Thanks.